Yo, it's me, Noble Zen, back at again another video. And for today's video, I had a couple people hit me up on Discord, a couple people in the comments to ask me what my controller settings are. So I figured I'd just make a all-in-one video of all my settings for you guys. So let's hop straight into it. Alright, the first thing I'm going to go over is the FOV. I play on 105 personally. I like the way the reticle looks for it. But as a real quick note for that, for all of you guys coming back from Season 1 or Season 2, during the winter update, that season like 2.5, 343 went and changed all the FOV down by 5. So what that means is like Season 1 and Season 2, I played at 110. Then after the winter update, I went down to 105 because that's the same as 110. So if you played at like 120 before Season 2.5, 115 now is the same as that 120. Don't know why they changed all the values, but they thought it would be a good idea. Took everybody forever to figure out how to fix it, but that's where we're at. So 105 is what I use. Now for the good stuff, sensitivity, acceleration, and dead zones. So for my acceleration, I use 4, and then both my horizontal and vertical sensitivity, I use 6. I feel like this is the most smooth for me personally. Some people like to go a little higher on the sends and a little lower on acceleration, but I feel like this is a good like happy medium, and generally it helps me hit my shot. And then for the dead zones down here, for the move thumbstick, I keep 0 as my center dead zone, and then 15 for max input, and axial is at default at 12. The reason I have 0 on that center dead zone, you want to keep that center dead zone on your move stick as low as possible to keep your aim assist popping as fast as possible. So the way it works in Halo Infinite, any movement your computer or Xbox detects on your controller will automatically kick in your aim assist. So me, I have a pretty new controller, so I can go all the way down to 0 in that center dead zone. You want to keep it as low as you can with minimal drift. So you might get a little move drift, like something manageable, you know, whatever works best for you that's manageable. You want to get that number as low as you can. If you have a newer controller, you can go down to 0. Some people have to bump it up to like 1, 2, or 3. You want to keep that as low as possible. And then for my look thumbstick, I did the exact same thing. 0 on the center dead zone, 0 for the max input threshold. I did that because sometimes when you're aiming, your controller just like randomly, at least for me, it'll randomly go like way too fast. You know what I'm saying? It'll ramp up too quick. So I keep that down on 0 to try and keep that ramping down and keep just a smooth aim unless I'm hitting the wall of my little joystick well. And then I have that max input threshold at 0 and the actual dead zone at 8 for the look thumbstick. Same thing, just trying to keep my aiming as smooth as possible without getting all jittery and like ramping up. At least on default, that's how I felt. I'd try and just go a little to the left, my controller would just whip all the way to the left, and I'd just be missing easy shots because of it. And then the last big thing is zoom level sensitivity. So for 2.5, I bumped it up to 1.5. So that way my zoomed in sensitivity of my BR is the exact same as my non-ADS sensitivity. You can just keep it consistent. For some reason, 343 does not tell you what each weapon's value is. So I'll have a list up on the screen right now. But for me, 1.4, 3, 5, and 6, 10, they're all defaults. The only one I changed is 2.5 just to keep my BR consistent with my non-ADS BR, if that makes sense. Last couple settings, I keep my HUD down at 0.3. Honestly, it probably doesn't matter. I like 0.3 because I can still see the HUD, but my mini-map doesn't block anything. And then for outlines, I keep enemy as pineapple and then friendlies as blue or green. Friendly doesn't really matter, whatever you want. The reason I do pineapple for enemy is your eyes detect yellow the fastest out of any color. So that's why you see a lot of pros, they always have enemies as yellow. And then if you're like a big team battle guy, your eyes detect red the farthest, the fastest. So if you play a lot of big team battle, you might want to do red. But if you're like me and you just sweat your life away in arena, I use yellow or pineapple, what they call it in this game. You could use sunshine, I guess. I like pineapple though. And then last thing, I keep my frame rates capped at 100. My computer can hit 110, but I just cap it at 10 below whatever it can hit. I don't know if that actually makes a difference, but I just do it for like safe and sound measures, if that makes sense. But whatever you want to do for that, if your computer can handle 250 and cap that shit at like 240 or whatever. I don't have the best computer, so 110 is about what I get before I start getting stutters. So I just cap that at 100. And then last couple tips. If you play a controller on PC like I do, your AA will disappear instantly in a game if your mouse or your keyboard gets hit. So what I do is I tuck my keyboard back behind my monitor so I can't even touch it. And then I have a Bluetooth mouse, so I just turn that off. And another thing is if you just feel like your AA is disappearing, Halo Infinite has a huge memory leak problem on computer. So every like hour or so when you start to feel it, just restart your game. It'll get rid of that memory leak and then you should start feeling better. But that's all I got for today. Hopefully that gave you a better understanding what settings I use and why. If I didn't cover anything or I didn't make sense, just let me know down in the comments. I'll try and answer right away. Hope you all learned something or got something from this, and I'll catch you all next time. Noble's in here. I just want to say I appreciate y'all watching the video. If you enjoyed it, leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And if you really enjoyed it, maybe catch me live right here on YouTube every Friday and Saturday night. That's all for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll catch you all next time.